Hi guys, Dahlia here and welcome back to Tristhetics. So, NFTs. This is going to be like a series where we talk about NFTs and we just kind of create like short video snippets on the different important areas that I want to share some information with you, especially on NFTs. Now, this is going to be titled NFTs 101 because I think, especially if you're not very technical, if you don't like a lot of the technical jargon, you want someone to be able to break it down to like the barest minimum so that you can understand what exactly they are and what you are getting into. So that's what we're going to start with today. This is like a brief introduction into NFTs. What are they? Who are they for? How do you get into it? And all of that good stuff. So let's get started. The very first thing about NFTs is to understand what it stands for because NFT is an acronym. NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. I hope I pronounced that fungible well. I think it's fungible, but yeah, non-fungible tokens. And when you think of the word fungible, it simply means that something that cannot be exchanged, something that is unique and cannot be exchanged for the exact same thing. So think about currency. You can exchange money for money. Even cryptocurrency, you can exchange cryptocurrency for cryptocurrency. But when it comes to NFTs, they have like a unique signature. Like every single NFT is unique in its own way. So you cannot exchange an NFT for an NFT. Right? So that's where the whole fungible comes into it. So that's basically it. Now to the barest minimum, what is an NFT? An NFT is simply a digital file that exists on the blockchain. Like that's pretty much it. What we see a lot of times, you may see like photographs or graphics or something is just a visual representation of that NFT, but the NFT itself is just a file. So think about literally any file on your laptop or phone. It's a file that just exists on the blockchain, and that's pretty much what the NFT is. Now, these are special. These are not just like any other file because they have a unique makeup. I don't want to get into the technical jargon, but I'm going to use the word makeup. They have a unique makeup that, like I said in the beginning, makes them unique, meaning that when you have an NFT, there is no exact replica of that, which is why people are paying so much money for it. Now, we're going to get into the money part, but then again, that's like the bare, if you want to think about NFTs in like the bare minimum, like just start from ground zero, right? So like I said, NFTs are unique files that can be found on the blockchain, and simply what you can do is to exchange them for money. And people don't pay you in cash, obviously, because they're on the blockchain. The only way that people can be able to pay for NFTs or purchase NFTs is by cryptocurrency. Now, before I even get into like the purchase of NFTs and all of that detail, there are certain things that you need to know when it comes to NFTs. And I think this is very important because whenever there's a trend, there's always like this craze about everybody wants to jump on it, everybody wants to do it, and I absolutely believe in you. I have already jumped on it like since. But a couple of things that you need to know before you get into NFTs. Now, why? NFTs are a very beautiful way for creatives in general to be able to make money. It's a very amazing way for your community, for your supporters, for people that love your work to be able to support you. Now, who makes an NFT and who buys an NFT? Either of these can literally be the same person. People that make NFTs are typically creatives or creators, people in the creative space that have something unique that they want to be able to showcase, something that they've been able to create. And it's just the same way that, in the olden days, we could have like art galleries where people come and bid on different artworks and, they stamp it and they say, oh, sold to this person for like $5,000 or $500 or whatever. It's typically the same thing. So basically, you create an NFT. Anybody can create an NFT. Anybody that has a creative mind can put something together and have like a visual representation of that NFT. And then there are certain marketplaces where you put that out there for the world to be able to see that. And then someone that loves it so much can actually buy that. And then they would become the owner of that. Remember, it is unique. It cannot be exchanged. So once it has an owner, that's the owner of the NFT. Okay, so who can buy an NFT? Again, literally anybody. This is typically like people that are art lovers, art collectors especially, people that like to collect stuff. I recently read that someone bought Jack Dorsey's tweet, like the very first tweet that he put on Twitter, and somebody bought that. Again, that is like a file, right? So that's like a digital piece of information on the blockchain that someone has purchased. So basically, anybody can make an NFT and anybody can buy an NFT. What does this mean for you as a photographer, as a creative. It simply means that you now have an additional way to get people to not only appreciate your work, whether it's work that you already had in the past or work that you're going to create, but you also have that extra way to make money online, because all of this happens online. There's no physical money involved, and yeah, you just create something, you put it on the marketplace, and then you sell it. But then before we get into that sell, and this is one that I think a lot of people are missing, is there are two ways. There are two ways to get your NFT to like get sold really quickly. I wouldn't even say really quickly, just to sell your NFTs. The very first is that it has to be something really unique, like amazingly unique. So just like I said, the idea of Jack Dorsey, who was the CEO of Twitter, selling out the very first tweet, which was like in 2006. That's crazy, right? You would have to dig through tons and tons of files before. I don't even think if you were to sit down and dig through that, if you don't work in Twitter, I don't think you'll be able to find that. So that is something that's incredibly unique. Or you have to have the backing of an amazing community. If you have, imagine, creatives that their community loves them, their community is always ready to support them. Whatever they create, they will be happily ready to buy that. So, it's either one of the two, or maybe even the two of them. Like I said, this is just like touching on NFTs for you to understand what they are, who can make them, who can buy them, and how to actually get started. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through 3 important things that you need to know as a creative before you venture into NFTs. So for the time being, what I recommend is this. Start thinking about creative projects that could be really unique, could be a really good form of expression for you that you could put out there and see if it's something that people are willing to buy. And then the second thing, start building your community. This is the time for your community to really come out and support you. So no matter how little it is, social media, email, even if it's like WhatsApp, whatever it is, you need to start building that community so that when you actually get to the point where you have an NFT and you're ready to sell, there are lots of people that are actually ready or willing to support you. Let me know in the chat if this helped at all. Let me know what you would like, what kind of questions around NFTs you would like me to answer, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.